G'day viewers, a local farmer sold their land and they had an old pickers hut, or there used to be an old house built in the 40s. It's just basically a shed with tin, no insulation. The next room was painted differently. It's just an old, was used as a pickers hut probably for 30 or 40 years at its time. And it's all getting demolished and the land's getting cleared and everything in it, take it for free, she said. Even the house, take it for free and recycle it and reuse the parts. So I said, okay. So I went there, took a bunch of photos of the stuff that was in the house, including this wash machine, what remained of an old mid-30s fridge. I don't know if it was a carbonator or what, but I got that. The cabinet was wooden. It was way too far gone. It fell apart as soon as I tried to move it. So I said, well, the cabinet's too far gone, but the running gear is perfectly fine. So I took the running gear out of it. It's a Kirby K5 Compressor. Nice old tanks they are. I tapped the wire it. That's going to be rewired and going. I've got some WD-40 the terminals, so I can get it loose and rewire this thing. I broke the earth screw off. That was pretty rusted on there. A nice project. I'm pretty sure this thing's going to go. I just took this thing out of the cabinet, but the bolts at the top, three of them are seized. I had to just bend these carefully out the road to get this out of the cabinet. The pipe work is completely unscathed. A little bit of a bend here, but that's in there, but it's not to worry about. Nothing major damage, so the cabinet was just falling apart in my hand, so I couldn't save the cabinet, unfortunately. As heavy as it was, and this thing just fell out the bottom of it as soon as I first touched it. So, oh, nah, I don't want to rip the system apart. I'll just take the mechanics out, intact as they are, and I'm going to make I'm going to do a skeleton frame to hold this all in one piece, and rewire this thing and make up my own cabinet for this evaporator. Rewire it and run it as it is, and make up a little insulated chamber for this evaporator. It's a nice old fridge, but at least I saved the most important part, which is this. The relay is going to be cleaned. That's been sitting in the sun for 30 years. I've roughly marked out the actives, compressor on, thermostat active. So yeah, I got it very carefully because the wiring's just falling apart. Got that, got the wash machine, got this fridge for free, this TV, this microwave, pretty much all free before it gets dumped. So the owner doesn't want any of the stuff. It's all going to go on a skip bin. So I said, well, offer it for free in the end. We're all going to get takes of it for free. I took the switchboard out of the place. It was disconnected. It was for quite a while. I did double check it to be on the extra safe side, but a light burn spin dryer, an old extension cord which is crumbling to bits, but they've got a nice Bakelite plugging into that. The switchboard, as I said, some vintage fittings. I've got to go back and get the mech for that ring grip, 1960s ring grip. Some old PowerPoints, another one there. A couple of smiler sockets in that box. An old, pretty much, looks like it was rewired too. That place was rewired probably 30 years ago. Wasn't any cloth wiring I could find. And this fridge is a Pope. Automatic. It's a power pack Pope. I got it because it's a nice old fridge, and plus it's got an unusual compressor. Pope power pack compressor. Basically it just looks like a big saucepan. It's quite a funny looking compressor. So I grabbed that. From 1971 I gathered. Model number, I can't see the serial number, 74 something something, model something. But it's a Pope Simpson, which Pope was Simpson. In the early to mid 60s it was Pope. They made white goods, made white goods, and then they got into the gardening business, the Pope brand that is, and they're still making stuff today. Pope just do gardening today, so pretty much sprinklers, garden hoses, shovels, picks, anything for outdoor and gardening and mowing lawns. Then the white goods part actually was sold off to Simpson, which is a pretty shit brand nowadays. Anything made by Simpson now, stay away from, it's garbage. But these did make the best wash machines back in the day, when Simpson was in its early days. And that was Simpson brand when it first opened up as Pope. The door didn't close very good in this thing. It would not close when I fixed that. This thing was riddled with dirt and redbacks. There's also a nest in here, up in above that thing. I got to clean on top of the evaporator off because there's a nest in there. This thing was just full of dirt and redbacks. It had been sitting, and that was an Astor late 60s fridge with a Tecumseh pancake compressor, but unfortunately quite a number of years ago, from what I found and looked, someone had actually cut the line going to the evaporator on the back. They pinched it off and cut it, so that's a bit of a shame, but I didn't get that. This is a nice fun, this one. Later I'll give it a test. I did run it for a little bit and the compressor sounded like I had a rod knock, but it did settle down and sounded alright. It's just a loud compressor. It did start to get cool too. But I'm going to clean up this door frame and seals. It's a magnetic seal, but the magnet's just it's lost all of its stickiness. It's just no magnetic properties in that whatsoever now. I'm going to hose this all out and clean it. And, it'll be a nice little, vintage fridge. Not antique, but vintage. But this is a gold one. This is a good score. I'm glad I got this one. Okay, yours though. I've gave this fridge a good washing with a hose. Came up pretty well actually. And there's this power pack compressor. Power pack Hermetic compressor. Model 6000-03. Supply AC 210 to 250 volts, 50 cycles. 4000-03-3TB. And that's the compressor. It's a Pope compressor. You can see in 1971, Heatley, that's the solenoid there. This is an automatic defrost fridge. Made in Australia. There's a where they charge it, a valve there. We'll have to get the hose under here, a bit of a tight spot. That's tight spot and tight squeeze. That's a big compressor. And there's a new filter dryer, Kenmore International, KMP. There's where I put a new filter dryer on, which is all clean under there. The line's all in good nick. Anyway, the wiring and everything's in good nick under here. This was actually bent. It's not kinked, but it's like that from the factory. Yeah, there's a sharp bends in it from the factory. Bloody hell. The lines go under there. The drainage there from the defrost inside. It's supposed to be a tray that goes under here, but that's long gone. Clips into here and slides under there. There's our line set going in the fridge door. Different, looks like it goes, it's got a cold wall sort of concept. It's only surface rust lucky on those pipes. It's quite an interesting fridge. And there we go, that's our power pack compressor made by Pope Simpson. There we are. Never knew Simpson or Pope made their own compressor, but there we go. Might give it a good clean under here too. Just while it's tipped over, I get the air gun and just blow all the switch box, connector box there. I think the relays in there too. No, it's separate. It's up here somewhere, behind there. Take all that off and blow it all dry. So I don't corrode anything. But she was a pretty dirty fridge. Absolutely filthy. And you get a yank thing fell out, just carefully let that carefully sit. And there we are, it's nice and clean now. The door's got a weird warp in it, which I can't get the damn door to close. I've tightened the hinges up. That's I'll have to try and fix this door because there's a big warp gap on the bottom there, it doesn't close all the way. Okay, viewers, I'm just blowing the water out. Look at this cord, it's starting to melt. Yeah, well, the insulation's breaking down, wow. Anyway, there's our connections to that solenoid. I'm going to re-tape and re-insulate all that. There's our compressor. There we go, our Pope compressor. Got old spider eggs in there. There we are. a big ass pipe compressor. I took all that off, the relay and everything is under there, which I've cleaned all that out, blew it completely dry. Just going to replace this power cord now. Okay viewers, the cord's been replaced. Speaking of other scores I didn't show, I also scored this early microwave, a Rank Lytton, and a Philips black and white TV. Out of that same place, which is kind of cool. Here's a pretty early microwave and it weighs a ton. Had a shelf which is missing. The wave guide's up on the top with like a fan that moves slowly instead of an actual modern wave guide with a rotisserie table in the bottom. This is an early microwave oven. The seal's okay. I'm not going to clean the door so it actually makes good clean contact. Pour it apart and have a look inside. Nice tight closing door. I'll have a big magnetron and transformer on that one. Get rid of that. If I'm blowing all the electrical contacts out nice and completely dry in this fridge, it's pretty much tested. I had a bit of an overcast day and my batteries are a bit low, about 20%. Oh, listen to that! Listen to that! Ho ho ho! Listen to that compressor. That's an opportunity knocking, that's for sure. Might have to call this compressor Rodney. Ho ho! Listen to that. It's getting quieter. That's a good thing. Blowing light. Oh yeah, it's starting to get cold. I can hear the refrigerant start boiling off in there. It's just definitely working. Yep, it's definitely working. The fridge has had slight damage, but this egg thing, when I found it, this egg thing was actually popped out and hitting that door, and that was there, it was popped out, and it was hitting the crisper. And the door was closed on that and pushed it and wedged the door open on it, so that's why the door wasn't closing properly. Someone's forced the door closed and just cracked this a little bit and dented the freezer door with the egg tray. Other than that, this is pretty good condition fridge. That compressor, oh my god, listen to it. Ho, ho, ho. That little clock thing has something to do with a solenoid, so it defrosts automatically. That light's gone. Now bulbs blow. Now I didn't get any oil into the system because the way the compressor's designed, the oil was in the bottom of the compressor. I didn't go up any pipes, so I was careful not to do that when I was moving it around. So I'm going to give everything a really, really good dry with the air before I power this up. You see, I got to kind of, yeah, I'll fix that seal. A lot cleaner than what it was though. Anyway, let this run for a bit, see how it goes. It is starting to get cool. 3.9 amps on that fridge and this fridge. And the, yeah, it's running 3 fridges, this one is just turned on as well. Anyway, good old Pope automatic. This handle's pretty cool though, you got like a towel rack and a handle. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it's getting a bit warm. I think this compressor uses much amps. A little mesh that was running this before. Something max normal load. What's that? 1.85 amps. Refrigerant R12, less than 2 pounds. 235 psi high pressure test. Guaranteed product made in Australia. You don't see that anymore. You see guaranteed product as piece of junk nowadays. It's using a bit of power, but that's a knocky compressor. Bloody hell. Yeah, it's starting to get cold there. Hips are starting to freeze up slowly though. It's getting there. That's working nicely. That's working really well. What a good score this one was. As you can see, why it was regassed. Some dickhead at some point in the past was chiseling at it and put 2 holes in it there and there and put a hole in the evaporator. And that was the end of it at the time. They've been soldered and someone's put resin over the solder, probably so it doesn't tarnish. But this would have been done when the R12 was still readily available, so they would still have R12 in it, recharged with R12 before the phase out in 1996. So give it a good run. 4 amps, bloody hell, what in that? There's 3 fridges on them together. Yep, 4 amps AC running all these fridges. As I said, I had an overcast day yesterday, and there wasn't much sun today, so this was about 20% this morning, the charge. This inverter is actually really good with these batteries. Over normal deep cycle automatic batteries, these actually perform very well. The inverter didn't even turn off the under voltage alert. It was about 11 volts and it was still going. The charge controller didn't like it. That was flashing a warning at 3% charge, too low, but it was doing its job. So I got the 10 amp charger, another 10 amp charger, and about 40 amps on top of that, just bringing the batteries back up again. Just because it was overcast. But yeah, look at that. Anyway, that'll be enough for now. Thanks for watching.